God says, "This is very serious. Jesus is calling for you, only you. Very bad news is coming to your home tonight. You are not here by accident, and you must not scroll away from this moment, because what you are about to understand can protect you from something that is already moving toward your life. I am speaking to you directly, not to a crowd, not to a group, but to you alone, because your name is already known in heaven and your situation has been seen in full detail. This is not a casual call. It is a warning wrapped in love, and if you ignore it, you risk missing a shield that has been prepared for you. What is coming is real, and it carries weight, but I have not left you alone in it, because my voice has reached you before it arrives. Stay here and listen carefully, because this is the moment where awareness becomes protection and obedience becomes safety. Type Amen if you believe. What I am revealing to you is not meant to frighten you without purpose, but to awaken you to what is already unfolding around your life. There is a shift in your home environment that you have felt but have not fully understood. A quiet tension, a strange heaviness, something that feels slightly out of place. This is not your imagination, and it is not something small that you can dismiss without consequence. Jesus is calling for you because you have been chosen to hear before it happens, to prepare before it arrives, and to stand before it tries to shake your peace. If you listen with your heart open, you will see clearly what needs to be done and how you must respond. I am asking you right now, if this touches your heart even a little, pause for a second and show your support by liking this video, because your action is not just a click. It is a sign that you are choosing to stay connected to what is being spoken into your life. The very bad news that is approaching your home is not just about events. It is about the emotional and spiritual weight that could try to enter your space. It could come as unexpected conflict, sudden loss, harsh words, or a situation that shakes your stability without warning. But listen closely, because the warning is not given to leave you helpless. It is given so that you can stand prepared, covered, and grounded in my presence before anything tries to break through your peace. You are not being targeted without protection, and you are not being warned without a solution. There is a reason Jesus is calling you specifically, and it is because your spirit is still able to hear, even when your mind feels overwhelmed. You have been walking through moments of confusion, and yet something inside you has remained open, still searching, still listening, still hoping. That is why this call has reached you now, because your heart has not fully closed, and your faith, even if small, is still alive. I do not call those who refuse to listen, but I call those who are willing to receive. And you are one of them. Type yes to affirm. Do not ignore the seriousness of this moment, because what you choose to do after hearing this will shape how the situation unfolds in your life. If you choose fear, it will weaken your ability to stand. If you choose to ignore it, you will miss the preparation that has been offered to you. But if you choose to listen and respond with faith, you will activate a protection that is already waiting for you. I am not asking you to panic. I am asking you to be alert and to align yourself with my presence in a deeper way than before. There is something about your home that needs your attention right now, something that requires your awareness and your prayer. You may feel drawn to check on someone, to speak gently where tension exists, or to create a moment of calm where chaos could rise. These small actions are not random. They are guided steps meant to soften what could become severe. When you follow these quiet nudges, you are cooperating with the protection that has been placed around you. Nothing I reveal is without purpose, and nothing I guide you to do is without impact. Jesus is calling you because he wants your attention before the noise begins, before emotions rise, before confusion tries to take over. When you respond to his call, you are stepping into a place of clarity that others around you may not have. You will see what others miss, you will sense what others ignore, and you will be able to act with calm when others feel shaken. This is not because you are stronger on your own, but because you chose to listen when the call was given. Do not think for a moment that you are being singled out for harm, because the truth is, you are being singled out for protection. The warning is not a sign of danger without hope. It is a sign of love that refuses to let you walk blindly into something you can be prepared for. I see what is ahead, and I have already made a way for you to stand through it without losing your peace. But you must stay connected, you must stay aware, and you must not dismiss what has been placed before you in this moment. These things do not stay hidden forever, and when they rise, they can come suddenly and with force if they are not met with awareness and calm. That is why you are being prepared now, before anything fully unfolds, so that you can stand in a place of strength instead of reacting in fear. Type 777 to receive blessings. Why are neuroscientists calling this a wealth trigger? Because over 19,547 people are already using this 9-word password, and their lives are changing fast. Unexpected deposits, cleared debts, a completely upgraded lifestyle. Scientists say it taps into a 150-million-year-old brain system that controls abundance and financial flow. It's already changed the lives of thousands in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. You may have noticed signs already without realizing their full meaning. Small changes in behavior, unusual silence, or even tension that seem to come out of nowhere. These are not isolated moments, they are pieces of something larger that is trying to form. When these pieces come together, they can create a situation that feels overwhelming, but only if you are unprepared to meet it. I have not allowed you to remain unaware, because your peace matters, and your home is not meant to be a place of chaos. You are being given insight so that what tries to rise can be softened, redirected, or even stopped before it reaches its full intensity. Do not underestimate the power of your presence in your own home, because the way you carry yourself will influence everything that unfolds around you. If you respond with anger, it will add fuel to what is already building. If you respond with fear, it will weaken your ability to guide the situation into calm. But if you stand with quiet strength and steady faith, you will shift the atmosphere in a way that others may not even understand. Your calm will become a shield, and your awareness will become a guide that keeps things from falling apart. There is someone connected to your home who is carrying a heavy burden right now, whether they have spoken about it or not. This burden is part of what could lead to the situation that has been warned about, because when pressure builds without release, it eventually finds a way out. It may come through words that are too sharp, actions that are too sudden, or decisions that are made without clear thinking. You are being called to be a stabilizing presence, not by forcing control, but by creating space for peace to exist. Your patience and your calm will matter more than you realize. Type 1212 if you trust in Jesus. I am not asking you to fix everything on your own, because that is not your role. Your role is to stay connected to me, to remain aware, and to act with wisdom when the moment comes. When you feel that inner nudge to pause before speaking, follow it. When you feel guided to step away instead of engaging in conflict, trust that guidance. These moments of restraint are not weakness, they are strength being exercised in the right way. Through them, you prevent situations from escalating beyond what they need to be. You must also understand that not every bad outcome is fixed in stone, because many things can be changed when the right response is given at the right time. What is coming has the potential to become something heavy, but it does not have to reach its worst form. Your awareness, your calm, and your connection to me are all part of how the outcome can be shaped differently. This is why you were warned, because preparation changes results and presence changes direction. Nothing I reveal to you is without purpose, and nothing you do in alignment with me is without impact. There is a need for you to protect your inner peace as much as your outer environment, because what happens inside you will reflect in everything you say and do. If you allow your thoughts to become overwhelmed, your actions will follow that same path. But if you stay grounded, reminding yourself that you are not alone and that you have been prepared for this moment, you will move differently. Your words will carry calm instead of tension, and your actions will carry wisdom instead of reaction. This is how you become a source of stability when everything around you feels uncertain. Jesus is calling you not just to listen, but to remain steady in the moments ahead. His call is a covering, a way of drawing you closer so that you are not caught off guard. When you stay connected, you are not reacting blindly. You are responding with awareness that has already been given to you. This is the difference between being overwhelmed and being prepared. You have been placed in a position where you can influence what happens next, simply by how you choose to respond. There is also something you need to release within yourself, something that could otherwise add to the tension if it remains held inside. It may be frustration, resentment, or even unspoken worry that has been sitting quietly within you. If you carry these things into the moment that is coming, they will mix with what is already building and make it harder to maintain peace. But if you release them now, letting go of what you have been holding, you create space within yourself for calm to remain, even when things feel intense. This is part of your preparation, and it is just as important as anything happening outside of you. Do not allow the idea of bad news to take control of your thoughts, because you have already been given something stronger than fear. You have been given awareness, guidance, and the ability to respond in a way that changes outcomes. What is coming does not have to define your home, and it does not have to break your peace. You are not powerless in this, and you are not alone in it. I am with you, guiding you, steadying you, and preparing you for every moment that lies ahead. Stay focused on what has been placed in your hands right now, because this is where your strength lies. You cannot control everything, but you can control how you respond, how you speak, and how you carry yourself through the situation. These choices will shape what unfolds more than you may realize. When you choose calm over reaction, patience over frustration, and faith over fear, you shift the direction of what is happening around you. This is the power that has been placed within you, and it is meant to be used in this moment. A leaked 9-word password is quietly transforming people's financial lives. More than 19,000 people have already used it to attract wealth, freedom, and peace. People are using it daily from their couch and reporting real financial breakthroughs. Scientists say it activates deep brain pathways linked to money, working far faster than traditional methods. This was once hidden by elites, and now it's spreading too fast. But the government could take down this secret any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You are being called now not just to observe what is happening around you, but to stand firm in who you are becoming. This is a moment where your faith is not something you think about, but something you live through your actions, your tone, and your choices. Type 1010 to claim miracles. You must understand that tension does not always come loudly at first, because sometimes it begins with something small that seems easy to ignore. A simple misunderstanding can grow into a heavy disagreement if it is not handled with care. A moment of stress can turn into harsh words if it is not softened with patience. These are the ways situations build, and when they are left unchecked, they can reach a point where they feel overwhelming. But you have been placed in a position where you can recognize the early signs and respond before things reach that level. There may be a moment tonight where you feel the shift clearly, where the atmosphere in your home changes in a way that cannot be ignored. It might come through a sudden conversation, an unexpected reaction, or a situation that demands your attention without warning. When that moment arrives, do not let your first response be driven by emotion alone. Pause within yourself, even if only for a brief second, and remember what has been placed in your heart through this warning. That pause will give you the clarity you need to respond in a way that brings calm instead of conflict. Type 222 if you trust God. You are not being asked to carry everything, but you are being asked to remain grounded no matter what rises around you. When others become unsettled, your steadiness will become a quiet anchor. When voices begin to rise, your calm tone will carry a different weight that can shift the direction of the moment. This is not about control. It is about presence, and your presence matters more than you realize. You have the ability to influence the atmosphere simply by how you show up in that space. There is also something important about the way you listen during moments of tension. Many times, situations grow worse because people are focused on responding rather than understanding. If you listen with patience, without rushing to defend or react, you will hear what is truly being expressed beneath the surface. Often, what comes out as anger is rooted in hurt, fear, or confusion. When you recognize this, your response will change, and instead of adding to the tension, you will begin to dissolve it. You may feel a pull to withdraw completely when things become intense, and there are moments where stepping back is wise. But there is a difference between stepping back to maintain peace and withdrawing out of fear. You are not meant to hide from what is happening, but to engage with it in a way that reflects the strength that has been placed within you. Even in silence, your presence can carry peace, and even in stillness, your awareness can guide the moment in a better direction. What is important for you to remember is that not every reaction around you requires your immediate response. There will be moments where silence is more powerful than words, and restraint is more effective than reaction. You do not need to prove anything, and you do not need to win any argument that may arise. Your role is not to dominate the moment, but to protect the peace within it. When you keep this focus, you will move through the situation with clarity instead of confusion. There is also a need for you to guard your thoughts during this time, because what you think will influence how you feel, and how you feel will influence how you act. If you allow your mind to drift toward fear or worst-case outcomes, it will become harder to remain steady. But if you remind yourself that you have been prepared, that you are not alone, and that you have guidance within you, your thoughts will begin to align with calm instead of chaos. This inner alignment is what will carry you through the moment without losing your balance. You have been chosen to hear this because there is a level of responsibility within you that you may not have fully recognized before. This is not a burden, it is a position of trust, because you have the ability to respond in a way that protects not only yourself, but others around you. Your awareness can prevent things from escalating, and your calm can bring stability where it is needed most. This is the impact you carry, even if you have not seen it clearly until now. Do not allow yourself to feel overwhelmed by the idea of what is coming, because you are not walking into it without preparation. Everything you are hearing is equipping you step by step, giving you the awareness, the mindset, and the inner strength you need. You are being guided before the moment arrives, so that when it does, you are not caught off guard. This is the advantage that has been given to you, and it is something you must hold on to. There will also be a moment after everything settles where you will see clearly how your response shaped the outcome. You will notice that where things could have gone much worse, they were softened. Where tension could have grown, it was reduced. This will not happen by chance. It will happen because you chose to respond differently. In that moment, you will understand the value of what you have been given here, and you will see that your actions carried more weight than you expected. What secret did elites use to attract wealth so easily? A simple 9-word password now leaked to the public. People are using it daily and watching money flow into their lives like never before. Scientists say it activates an ancient brain system tied directly to abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing. It's already helped thousands become debt-free in just weeks. But this breakthrough is under pressure and may disappear at any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. Stay aware of the small details as everything unfolds, because sometimes the most important shifts happen in quiet ways. A softened tone, a moment of understanding, a pause before reacting. These are the things that change the direction of situations. They may seem simple, but they carry power when used at the right time. You are being prepared to recognize these moments and to act within them with intention. I am guiding you step by step so that you can move with clarity instead of confusion. When you understand this, you will stop seeing this as something to fear and begin seeing it as something you are equipped to handle. Type 1111 if you walk by faith. You may wonder why this had to come with such urgency, why it feels so direct and personal. The reason is simple, because delays can lead to missed preparation, and missed preparation can allow situations to grow beyond what they should be. You are being reached at the exact moment where your awareness can still make a difference. This is not late, and it is not early. It is precise. Every word that is being spoken to you is aligned with the timing of what is unfolding around you. There is a quiet strength within you that has not been fully tested until now, and this situation will bring it forward. You may have doubted yourself in the past, feeling unsure about how you would respond under pressure. But this is where you will begin to see that you are more capable than you believed. When the moment comes, you will not be as lost as you once feared. Instead, you will find yourself pausing, thinking, and responding in ways that reflect growth you did not even realize had taken place. Type 555 to welcome divine change. There is also something important about the way you carry your energy into your home tonight. Your presence is not neutral. It either adds to the atmosphere or shifts it. If you enter with tension, it will spread quietly into the environment. But if you enter with calm, even when things feel uncertain, that calm will begin to settle into the space around you. This is why your inner state matters so much, because it becomes a silent influence on everything that follows. You may notice that others around you are not as aware as you are, and this can feel frustrating at times. You might feel like you are the only one trying to hold things together, the only one thinking before reacting. But do not let this lead you into irritation, because your role is not to judge their awareness. Your role is to remain steady in yours. When you stay focused on your part, you prevent yourself from being pulled into the same patterns that could cause the situation to escalate. There is also a need for you to be mindful of your words, because once spoken, they cannot be taken back. In moments of tension, words can come out quickly and carry more weight than intended. But you have the ability to slow this down, to choose your words instead of letting them choose you. When you speak with care, even when others do not, you create a space where things can de-escalate rather than intensify. This is one of the ways you protect your home from unnecessary harm. You must also remember that silence is not weakness when it is used with intention. There are moments where stepping back and allowing things to settle is the wisest choice you can make. Not every situation requires an immediate response, and not every comment needs to be answered. When you choose silence at the right time, you prevent yourself from adding to what is already building. This is not avoidance, it is control, and it is a sign of strength. There may be a point where you feel emotions rising within you, where your patience is tested and your calm feels challenged. In that moment, do not ignore what you are feeling, but do not let it take control either. Acknowledge it, take a breath, and remind yourself that you have already been prepared for this. This simple act of awareness will help you regain your balance before your emotions begin to guide your actions. This is how you stay grounded even when things feel intense. The situation that is approaching does not define your home unless you allow it to. You have more influence over the outcome than you may think, and your response will shape what happens next. When you choose calm, patience, and awareness, you create a different path for the situation to follow. It may not remove every challenge, but it will prevent it from becoming something greater than it needs to be. This is the power you have been given, and it is meant to be used. There is also something you need to remember about forgiveness even before anything fully unfolds. Holding on to past frustrations can make current situations heavier than they need to be. If there is anything within you that you have been holding on to, now is the time to release it. This does not mean forgetting or accepting what was wrong. It means freeing yourself from carrying it into the present moment. When you let go, you create space for peace to remain, even when tension arises. You are not being asked to be perfect, because perfection is not what carries you through moments like this. What carries you is awareness, intention, and the willingness to respond differently. Even if you make a mistake, even if you feel like you did not handle something perfectly, do not let that pull you into discouragement. Stay present, adjust, and continue moving forward with the same calm and focus. Growth happens in real time, and you are learning as you go. As everything unfolds, you will begin to see that this warning was not meant to scare you, but to prepare you. You will notice that where things could have become chaotic, they remained controlled. Where emotions could have taken over, they were managed. This will not happen by chance. It will happen because you chose to listen and apply what you were given. This is how preparation turns into protection, and how awareness turns into peace. Why are thousands suddenly becoming financially free? Because they discovered a 9-word wealth password hidden in neuroscience research. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected money, cleared debts, and new opportunities. Some say the results feel almost divine. Scientists confirm it activates a powerful, ancient part of your brain linked to wealth and abundance. But now that it's leaked, it won't stay available for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. This is why your awareness right now matters more than ever, because the way you respond will not only affect tonight, it will influence what follows in the days ahead. You are not just facing an event, you are shaping a direction. When you understand this, you will begin to see your role with greater clarity and purpose. Type 999 to receive divine protection. There is something about repetition that you must recognize, because many homes fall into patterns without even realizing it. A certain tone becomes normal, a certain way of reacting becomes expected, and over time, these patterns shape the atmosphere of the home. What is trying to rise now has the potential to become one of those patterns if it is not met with a different response. But you have been given the awareness to interrupt it, to stop it before it settles into something permanent. This is not just about preventing one difficult moment, it is about protecting the future environment of your home. You may feel the weight of this responsibility, but do not let it become overwhelming in your mind. You are not being asked to control everything, only to remain aware and intentional in your actions. When you focus on what is within your reach, your words, your tone, your presence, you will naturally begin to influence what is happening around you. Small shifts can lead to larger changes, and what feels like a simple act of patience can prevent something much greater from forming. Never underestimate the impact of what seems small in the moment. Type 333 to welcome peace. There is also something important about timing, because the right action at the wrong time can still lead to difficulty. You must learn to sense when to speak and when to wait, when to step in and when to step back. This is not something you will always calculate with your mind. It is something you will feel within you if you remain calm and attentive. That inner guidance will become clearer as you stay connected and present. Trust it, because it will help you move in a way that aligns with peace rather than conflict. You may notice that certain words or actions from others seem to push your patience, almost as if they are testing how you will respond. This is where your growth is revealed, because your reaction in these moments shows whether you are being led by impulse or by awareness. If you react quickly, you may find yourself pulled into the same tension that is already present. But if you pause and choose your response carefully, you will remain outside of that tension, guiding it instead of being consumed by it. This is the difference between reacting and responding, and it will define how the situation unfolds. There is also a need for you to protect your energy, because not everything that is said or done requires your emotional investment. You can remain present without absorbing every negative tone or action around you. This is done by staying grounded within yourself, reminding yourself that you are not here to carry everything, only to respond wisely. When you separate yourself from unnecessary emotional weight, you keep your clarity intact. This clarity is what allows you to make better choices in the moment. You must also be aware that sometimes people act from places of hurt that they do not fully understand themselves. When you see this, it becomes easier to respond with patience rather than frustration. This does not mean accepting harmful behavior, but it means choosing not to add to it. When you respond with calm instead of anger, you change the energy of the interaction. This shift may not be immediate, but it will have an effect over time, especially when it is consistent. There may come a moment where you feel like walking away completely, where the tension feels like too much to remain present. In some cases, stepping away is the right choice, but it must come from a place of wisdom, not avoidance. If stepping away helps prevent escalation, then it serves a purpose. But if it comes from fear or frustration, it may leave things unresolved. You must be honest with yourself in these moments, choosing what leads to peace rather than what feels easiest in the moment. You are also being guided to create moments of calm intentionally, even if the situation feels unsettled. This could be through lowering your voice, slowing your movements, or simply choosing to sit in stillness for a moment. These actions may seem small, but they have a way of influencing the space around you. Calm has a presence of its own, and when it is introduced into a tense environment, it begins to soften what is already there. You are being prepared to bring this calm into your home in a way that others may not even realize is happening. There is something powerful about consistency that you must hold on to, because one calm response is good, but repeated calm responses create change. If you remain steady even when others are not, you begin to shift what is considered normal in your environment. Over time, this can transform the way situations unfold, making them less intense and more manageable. This is how long-term peace is built, not through one moment, but through consistent choices over time. Do not allow yourself to feel alone in this process, because you are not the only one present in what is happening. I am with you in every moment, guiding you, steadying you, and reminding you of what has been placed within you. When you feel unsure, return to that awareness, knowing that you are not navigating this by yourself. This connection is your strength, and it is always available to you, even when things feel uncertain. As the situation continues to unfold, you will begin to notice how your presence changes the flow of what is happening. Where things could have become louder, they remain quieter. Where emotions could have risen higher, they begin to settle. These shifts may not be dramatic, but they are meaningful, and they show that what you are doing is working. This is the result of preparation, and it is something you will carry with you beyond this moment. There is a quiet tension in the air, a sense that something is about to surface, and this is exactly why you were called to listen before it arrived. You are not walking into this unprepared, and you are not without guidance in what you are about to face. Type 888 to claim peace. Why are over 19,547 people suddenly attracting unexpected wealth? Because they started using a strange 9-word password discovered in neuroscience research. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. Scientists say it activates a 150 million-year-old part of your brain that controls abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing. This password was quietly used by elites until a neuroscientist leaked it. Now it's spreading fast and could be taken down any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You must remain grounded in yourself right now, because this is the moment where your stability will matter most. When others around you begin to feel unsettled, your calm will become a steady presence that can hold the situation together. Do not let the energy around you pull you into reaction, because once you are pulled in, it becomes harder to guide what is happening. Instead, stay rooted in the awareness that has been placed within you. This awareness is your anchor, and it will keep you from being overwhelmed by what unfolds. There may be a sudden moment where emotions rise quickly, where something is said or done that feels sharp and unexpected. This is the moment where your response becomes critical, because it will either calm the situation or add to its intensity. Do not rush to respond, even if you feel the urge to do so. Take a brief pause, even if it is only a second, and allow your thoughts to settle before you speak. That pause will create space for a response that brings clarity instead of confusion. Type 444 if you trust in divine timing. You will also notice that your tone carries more weight than usual in this moment. The way you speak will either soften what is happening or make it heavier. Even if others speak with frustration or tension, you have the ability to choose a tone that remains steady and calm. This does not mean suppressing your voice, it means using it with intention. When your tone remains grounded, it has a way of influencing others, even if they are not immediately aware of it. There is something important about your body language as well, because it communicates just as much as your words. Quick movements, tense posture, or restless behavior can add to the feeling of unease in the space. But when you slow down, when your movements are calm and deliberate, it sends a different signal into the environment. It creates a sense of steadiness that others can feel, even if they do not consciously recognize it. This is another way you influence what is happening without saying anything at all. You may feel moments where your patience is tested more than you expected, where you feel the pressure building within you. In those moments, remember that you are not here to win an argument or prove a point. You are here to protect the peace of your home and to guide the situation toward calm. This shift in focus will help you stay aligned with your purpose in this moment. When you let go of the need to be right, you create space for resolution instead of conflict. There may also be a need for you to speak at a certain moment, but when you do, Let your words be clear and measured. Speak what is necessary, not everything you feel in the moment. When your words are chosen with care, they carry more impact and are less likely to escalate the situation. You do not need many words to create a shift. You only need the right ones spoken at the right time. This is where your awareness and restraint work together to guide your actions. You must also remain aware of how quickly situations can change, because what feels intense one moment can begin to settle the next if it is handled with care. Do not assume that things will continue to rise just because they have started to. Your response has the ability to change that direction. When you stay calm, when you respond with patience, you create opportunities for the situation to shift. This is how you influence the outcome without forcing control. There is something powerful about your presence in this moment, even if you do not fully see it yet. You are acting as a stabilizing force, someone who brings balance into an environment that could easily become chaotic. This role is not always easy, but it is meaningful. You are helping to prevent something from becoming heavier than it needs to be. This is the impact you are having simply by staying aware and choosing your responses carefully. You may also notice that after the peak of the situation, there will be a moment where everything begins to settle. This is where your continued calm will help bring things back to a place of peace. Do not shift suddenly into frustration or relief that comes out in a negative way. Stay steady even in the resolution, because this helps reinforce the calm that has been created. It shows that the peace is not temporary, but something that can remain. As everything begins to quiet down, you will start to see how your actions influenced what happened. Where things could have escalated further, they were held back. Where emotions could have taken over completely, they were managed. This is not something to overlook, because it shows that what you were given here has real effect. You were not just listening, you were preparing, and now you are seeing the result of that preparation. There will be a deeper understanding that settles within you after this, a realization that you are capable of more than you once thought. You will see that your presence carries influence, and that your choices matter in ways that go beyond the moment. This understanding will stay with you, shaping how you approach situations in the future. It will give you confidence, not in a loud or overwhelming way, but in a quiet and steady manner. Stay connected even after this moment passes, because what you have learned here is not only for tonight. It is something you will carry forward, something that will continue to guide you in future situations. The awareness you have gained does not disappear, it becomes part of how you move and respond going forward. This is how growth happens, not in a single moment, but in what you carry with you after it. You may feel a sense of relief, or even a lingering heaviness, but within that feeling is a deeper truth that you must not miss. You have just walked through something that could have been far worse, and you did not walk through it alone. Type 666 to release fear. Take a moment to reflect on how things could have unfolded differently if you had not been prepared. Words could have been sharper, reactions could have been faster, and the situation could have escalated into something much heavier. But instead, there were pauses, there was restraint, and there was a presence of calm that held things from going too far. That was not coincidence. That was the result of what you received and how you chose to respond. You became a point of balance in a moment that could have lost control. Can 9 simple words really change your financial life? More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debt and unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and peace. Brain experts were shocked when they discovered this password works up to 20x faster than the law of attraction. People are repeating it daily and watching money flow like water into their lives. Some even believe the results are so powerful, it feels divine. But this breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. You may not hear others say it directly, but your influence was felt in that space. The way you held yourself, the way you spoke, and even the moments where you chose not to react, all of these things shaped what happened. This is something you must recognize. Not to build pride, but to build understanding. You carry a quiet strength that has the ability to change outcomes. When you begin to see this clearly, you will approach future situations with a deeper sense of confidence and calm. Type 111 to welcome new beginnings. There is also something within you that has shifted through this experience, something that will not return to how it was before. You have seen yourself respond differently, and that changes how you see your own capabilities. You are no longer the person who reacts without thought or becomes overwhelmed without control. You have stepped into a place of awareness that allows you to move with intention. This is growth, and it is something that will continue to develop as you carry it forward. But do not think that this moment was only about managing a situation, because there is a deeper layer to what has taken place. This was also about showing you that you are being guided, that you are not left to face things without preparation. The warning you received was not empty, and the guidance you followed was not without effect. This is how you begin to trust more deeply, not through words alone, but through what you experience and see with your own eyes. There may still be small remnants of tension in your home, slight feelings that have not completely settled. This is natural, because not everything resolves instantly. But the foundation has been set for peace to return, and your continued calm will help that process. Do not rush things or expect everything to be perfect immediately. Allow the space to breathe, and let the calm you have introduced continue to spread quietly. This is how lasting peace is built, not forced, but allowed to grow. You must also be mindful of what you carry forward from this moment. Do not hold on to frustration or replay what happened with negative thoughts. Instead, take the understanding, the awareness, and the strength that you discovered, and let those be what remains. When you focus on what was learned rather than what was difficult, you turn the experience into something that strengthens you instead of something that weighs you down. There is also something important about gratitude in this moment, even if it feels subtle. Recognizing that things could have been worse but were not allows you to see the protection that was present. This is not about ignoring what happened, but about acknowledging that you were carried through it in a way that kept it from becoming something greater. Gratitude opens your heart to see what was working in your favor, even when the situation itself felt challenging. As you move forward from this, you will begin to notice that your reactions in other situations start to change as well. What once triggered quick responses may now be met with a pause. What once felt overwhelming may now feel manageable. This is the lasting effect of what you have just experienced. It becomes part of how you move, how you think, and how you respond. This is how growth continues, quietly shaping you over time. You are also being shown that your presence matters more than you realized before. You are not just someone who exists within your home, you are someone who influences it. The energy you bring, the way you respond, and the calm you carry all contribute to the environment around you. When you understand this, you begin to take your role more seriously, not in a heavy way, but in a purposeful one. You begin to see that your actions have meaning beyond the moment. Do not forget what you felt when everything began to settle, that sense of calm returning after the tension passed. That feeling is something you can return to, something you can create again in future moments. It is not something that only happens by chance. It is something that can be guided by how you choose to respond. This is part of the understanding you are meant to carry forward. There will be more moments in your life where your awareness and calm will be needed, and when they come, you will not be starting from the beginning. You will be building on what you have already learned. This is how you grow stronger over time, not by avoiding challenges, but by moving through them with increasing clarity and steadiness. Each experience adds to your ability to handle what comes next. Stay connected to what you have received here, because it is not something that fades unless you allow it to. The awareness, the patience, and the calm you discovered are all part of you now. When you choose to use them, they will continue to shape your experiences in positive ways. This is how you carry peace with you, not as something distant, but as something that lives within you. You have been shown that you can remain steady when pressure rises, that you can respond with calm when tension builds, and that you can influence outcomes without forcing control. This is not something small, and it is not something to overlook, because it changes how you will move forward from this point on. Type 1313 to affirm strength. There is a reason this experience came with such intensity, because strong moments reveal strong truths. When everything is calm, it is easy to feel stable, but it is in moments of tension that your true grounding is revealed. You have now seen that your stability is not dependent on everything around you being perfect. It comes from within you, from the awareness and presence that you carry. This is what allows you to remain centered even when things around you begin to shift. What if attracting wealth didn't require hard work, just the right words? This forgotten prayer is now transforming ordinary people into debt-free, financially free individuals. Scientists say each of these 9 words activates a hidden abundance center deep in your brain. People are using it from home and seeing results in just weeks. It was never meant for the public, and now that it's out, the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You may now begin to see your home differently, not just as a place where events happen, but as a space where your presence shapes the atmosphere. This understanding brings a new level of responsibility, but also a new level of purpose. You are not just reacting to what happens, you are participating in how it unfolds. Every word, every tone, every moment of patience contributes to the environment that is created. This is something you now carry with awareness instead of uncertainty. Type 1414 to claim peace. There is also something important about how you view challenges after this. You are no longer someone who sees them only as problems to endure. You have seen that within them is an opportunity to respond differently, to grow, and to create better outcomes. This shift in perspective will change how you approach future situations. Instead of feeling overwhelmed at the first sign of tension, you will remember that you have already moved through something like this with awareness and calm. You must also recognize that what you experienced was not only about you, but about the people around you as well. Your calm did not just protect your own peace, it influenced others, even if they did not fully realize it. When one person chooses to respond differently, it can create a ripple effect that changes how others act. This is how environments begin to shift over time, not through force, but through consistent presence and awareness. There will be times in the future where situations may feel even more complex than what you have just faced, but you will not be starting from a place of uncertainty. You will carry this experience with you, and it will remind you that you are capable of more than you once thought. This memory will become a point of strength, something you can return to when you need to steady yourself again. It will remind you that you have already stood firm before, and you can do it again. You are also being shown that guidance does not always come in loud or obvious ways. Sometimes it comes as a quiet awareness, a subtle understanding that grows within you. This is something you must learn to trust, because it will continue to guide you in moments where you need clarity. The more you pay attention to it, the stronger it becomes, and the more confident you will feel in following it. There is something else you must carry forward, and that is the understanding that you are not alone in what you face. Even when situations feel intense, there is a presence with you that is guiding you, steadying you, and helping you respond in ways that bring peace. When you stay connected to that awareness, you move differently. You are no longer reacting out of isolation, but responding with a sense of support that gives you strength. You may also notice that your relationships begin to shift over time as you continue to respond with this level of awareness. Where there was once tension, there may begin to be more understanding. Where there was once quick reaction, there may begin to be more patience. These changes do not happen all at once, but they grow with consistency. This is how long-term peace is built, not through one moment, but through repeated choices that shape the environment over time. Do not forget the importance of staying grounded in yourself, because this is where your strength comes from. When you are centered, you are less likely to be pulled into the emotions around you. You are able to observe, understand, and respond instead of reacting impulsively. This is the difference between being controlled by a situation and being able to guide it. There will also be moments where you may feel tested again, where old patterns try to return. This is natural because change takes time to fully settle. But now you have something you did not have before: awareness. When you recognize those moments, you can choose differently. Each time you do, you strengthen the new pattern you are building. This is how lasting change takes place. You are now standing in a place of greater understanding, not just about what happened, but about who you are within it. You have seen that you are capable of maintaining peace, even when things feel unstable. You have seen that your presence carries influence, and that your choices shape outcomes. This is something that will stay with you, something that will continue to guide you as you move forward. As you carry this forward, remember that this was not the end of something, but the beginning of a deeper awareness. You are stepping into a way of living where you move with intention, where you respond with clarity, and where you carry peace within you, even when the world around you feels uncertain. This is the path you are now walking, and it is one that will continue to unfold with each step you take. This shift is not loud, but it is powerful, and it will reveal itself in your actions over time. You will find yourself pausing more, thinking more clearly, and choosing responses that align with peace instead of reaction. This is how transformation begins, not in a single moment, but in what follows after it. Type 1515 to embrace wisdom. You must understand that what you experienced was not meant to stay in the past. It is meant to become part of your present and your future. The awareness you gained is something you can return to again and again, especially in moments where things feel uncertain. It will remind you that you are capable of staying calm even when tension rises. It will remind you that your presence carries influence and that your choices matter more than you once believed. This is how you build confidence, not through words, but through lived experience. Why are neuroscientists calling this a wealth trigger? Because over 19,547 people are already using this 9-word password, and their lives are changing fast. Unexpected deposits, cleared debts, a completely upgraded lifestyle. Scientists say it taps into a 150 million-year-old brain system that controls abundance and financial flow. It's already changed the lives of thousands in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. There is also something important about consistency that you must hold on to from here. One moment of calm is meaningful, but repeated moments of calm create a new way of living. When you continue to respond with awareness, Even in smaller situations, you strengthen the pattern you have begun to build. Over time, this becomes your natural way of responding, not something you have to think about constantly. This is how change becomes lasting, by being practiced again and again until it becomes part of who you are. Type 1616 to walk in peace. You may also begin to notice that situations that once felt overwhelming no longer carry the same weight. This does not mean that challenges disappear, but it means that your ability to handle them has grown. What once triggered quick reactions may now be met with a pause and a sense of control. This is a sign that you are no longer being led by impulse, but by awareness. It is a sign that you are stepping into a different way of moving through life. There is something else you must remember, and that is the importance of staying connected to this awareness even when things feel calm. It is easy to remain steady when everything is peaceful, but the true strength comes from maintaining that steadiness when things begin to shift again. Do not wait for another intense moment to return to what you have learned. Carry it with you in your daily life, in your conversations, and in your decisions. This is how you keep it alive and active within you. You must also be mindful of the environment you continue to create in your home. The way you speak, the way you listen, and the way you respond all contribute to the atmosphere around you. When you consistently choose calm and patience, you begin to shape a space where tension has less room to grow. This does not mean that challenges will never come, but it means that they will be met with a different energy. This is how you protect the peace you have begun to build. There will be moments where you may feel tempted to return to old patterns, especially when you are tired or under pressure. This is natural, and it does not mean that you have lost what you gained. It simply means that you are still growing. When those moments come, do not be hard on yourself. Instead, recognize them, pause, and choose again. Each time you do this, you strengthen the new pattern and weaken the old one. This is how lasting change takes place. You are also being reminded that your role is not to control everything around you, but to remain steady within yourself. There will always be things that are outside of your control, and trying to manage them all will only lead to frustration. But when you focus on what you can control, your responses, your tone, your presence, you create a sense of stability that carries you through any situation. This is where your true strength lies. There is a deeper level of trust that is forming within you as well. A trust in your ability to handle what comes your way. This trust is not based on perfection, but on experience. You have seen that you can move through difficult moments without losing yourself. You have seen that you can remain calm even when things feel uncertain. This is something that will stay with you, something that will continue to grow as you move forward. You may also begin to see changes in the way others respond to you over time. When you consistently bring calm into situations, it influences how others interact with you. They may begin to respond with more patience, more understanding, or even more respect. This is not something you force. It is something that develops naturally as a result of your presence. This is the ripple effect of the change that has begun within you.